Sandra Crow, registered holistic nutritionist. Today it's about minus 20 degrees out. That's Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I'm not sure where the difference would be, but it's really cold out, and I kind of feel like doing some baking and something a little bit more of an indulgence than I would normally bake for myself or even the kids. So I'm gonna make a banana bread. I'm gonna sprinkle some chocolate chips on it, but of course, as a nutritionist, I have to add my own healthy twist to it. So first, as always with baking, we're going to mix our dry ingredients. I normally try not to use regular flour in my baking, but as I mentioned, I was kind of wanting a real home-style banana bread. So I compromised, and I'm using 3/4 a cup of whole wheat pastry flour. If you don't have that, use any flour you have. Use white flour, use whole wheat flour. And then I'm using 3/4 of a cup of oat flour. You don't have to buy oat flour. Literally, you just take old-fashioned oats, rolled oats, that 3/4 cup, and put it in a blender, and within a few seconds, it will be ground into a flour. That's all oat flour is. Or you could buy it. That's another way too. So, in goes my 3/4 cup of pastry flour and my 3/4 cup of homemade oat flour. I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm not bothering to measure. That's about a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Always important that it's baking soda, not powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda to make it rise, and a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, or just regular salt will work as well. And we'll give the dry ingredients just a quick little stir through and set them to the side and move on to our wet ingredients. So for our wet ingredients, where we have changed it to make it a healthier version of banana bread is instead of using butter or a canola or vegetable oil, we have 2 other ingredients that are going to give it moistness. We're using coconut oil, which is a very healthy oil for us, and some studies show even helps with weight loss. And we're going to use a nice thick Greek yogurt as well to give it moistness, and of course, the bananas. All right, so we've got about a cup of mashed bananas. Usually that's going to be about 2 to 3 bananas mashed. I had these in the freezer and I just defrosted them and mashed them because I always have bananas in the freezer. I'm using a 1/2 cup of, it could be honey or maple syrup. I actually couldn't decide on which one, so I did a 1/4 cup of honey and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. While these do contain sugar, they are a natural sugar, and our body doesn't process it as quickly as a refined white sugar, so we don't have the same rise in insulin. This is a 1/4 cup of a nice thick plain Greek yogurt. I've got 2 eggs. And then here is our coconut oil. It's a 1/2 cup. You can just measure it at solid 1/2 cup and then slowly melt it in the microwave or over a stovetop. And love this in everything. A teaspoon of vanilla. If you've seen my videos, I don't really measure that. I just use the lid and say that's about a teaspoon of vanilla. So you want to make sure that's stirred really, really well, because nobody likes banana lumpies in their banana bread or the Greek yogurt lumpies. So you got to get them all out, and then we are going to just mix the 2 together. We don't want to overbeat it, so just giving it a little bit of a stir to blend it. Okay, and after we have blended these, we are going to get a 9x5 loaf pan. I try to avoid using commercial sprays like Pam because 1, the aerosol for the environment, and 2, I don't really know what kind of chemicals are in this stuff. So I'm just taking a little bit of coconut oil on a paper towel and spreading it around the pan to prevent the banana bread from sticking. I have sprinkled some mini dark chocolate chips on top because really my kids will eat just about anything if there's chocolate chips on top. So now it's ready to pop into the oven. I had my oven preheating at 325 degrees, and it's gonna go in for anywhere from 45 to 55 minutes. I would check on it at 45 minutes. Thanks so much for joining me in making this healthier version of a classic treat. If you want to get more great recipes like this, make sure to subscribe or visit my website, fitkitchendiva.com. And while you're there, sign up for my free 3-day sugar-free menu challenge. Thanks, and keep healthy.